Okay. But I can feel them sitting there. Anyways, thank you guys for coming. I don't know where the rest of them all what I want to start off with, obviously you guys kind of all introduced yourselves, but I want you guys to say your title and how long you've been doing it. Okay? So, Lily doesn't have a title yet, because she's going to start August 1st. So, Lyndon, you're first.
I'm a lead consultant. I started mid-October.
Of last year. Okay? Kara?
I am superstar consultant. Started in May of last year.
What did you find? Oh, cool.
Love it. Told Carter 5 minutes he wants to stay.
I'm certified, started in January.
Okay. Sure.
Lead started in February.
Certified started in February.
We're not missing anybody else. Okay, so now you guys kind of know where you all kind of sit. Now, the different events Sensi has, that's the one thing that in the beginning I really didn't go to many things because I wasn't sure, again, what I wanted to do with Sensi. But the more that I get into Sensi, the more I realize they really help. They kind of open the door to those questions that you're kind of unsure about. They completely iron out all those wrinkles. Well, for me anyways. Because there's a lot of things that I was so unsure about because I wasn't, am I supposed to feel this way? Or am I supposed to feel this way? Or is there a reason why, should I be doing more of this? Or and at convention, at Spring Sprint, the different meetings, they really help kind of just make you know where you're supposed to be. So I really encourage you guys, whether or not I know it's hard to get to convention, it's hard to get to the different meetings, but if I can help you and we can have meetings together, is that going to be easier for you guys to go to? You have to have resources. You have to be able to lean on other people to help you through this. Because I've gone to the meetings, the different meetings, but I want you guys to do it too. Because there's only a couple of us that go to those meetings. So I really want to make this easy for all of us, not just me or not just Mal going or whoever, So I want you guys to think about that, and you guys too. I don't want to look on that camera because that's that awkward thing. Anyways, but yeah, I don't I can talk. I can feel my face going.
Yeah, it is. Really
I know it's like. That is my uncomfortable thing. I don't like. I can talk to people that I know. I can talk to strangers. I can talk to anybody. But if I am the spotlight here and having people watch me there, that's my uncomfortable thing. So just so you guys know, you're totally witnessing this. But anyways, Spring Sprint was so much fun last year. A lot of our team went, and that was pretty powerful because seeing all of us go together, you feel that kind of team thing, right? And that's what they want you to feel. They want that team spirit. They want everyone to feel like they belong. So hopefully next year, Spring Sprint, we don't know where it is yet, but hopefully either in Calgary or Edmonton, and we can all,
I'm hoping for Edmonton. Girls' Weekend in Edmonton.
Yeah. I'll stand at Sherry's.
Yeah. You're all welcome.
Yeah. You all can stand on us.
They have
that axle there.
Yeah, we'll have tents.
Planning a weekend in Edmonton.
Yeah, exactly. So once we find that out, we can make more of a goal of all of us going. Bottom line is if we don't make goals, we're not going to succeed at them. I always have goals. If I don't, I'm just going to keep pedaling. And that's not going to get me anywhere, so I'll just keep going around in circles. And we really, truly, you have a goal. If you set it, you will hit it. But you need to make it. I hate telling people, okay, I want to do this. And if you tell someone that, you feel obliged to get that goal. You feel like you have to work hard because if I told you, and you, yeah, you're going to be like, did you make that? It's important when everybody can hear that. It makes you accountable for it, which is creepy, but it's that's okay. But yeah, so for the meetings, like I said, those big TWW meetings are amazing. TWW is our big team. This group is like my. Once you go to this other group, there's a lot of people on that team. So it gets overwhelming at times. I think some people enjoy that. They enjoy the bigger meetings because then you get the different opinions and different levels of people. But on the other hand, I like smaller groups too because I feel it's kind of more intimate and it's easier to get one-on-one with people too. So, like I said, I want you guys kind of to talk amongst your teams, see kind of what you think. If you guys feel like we should do a meeting as Team Wycliffe Friends every month, then we can make that work too. But I'm not going to host them unless you guys want that as well. So depending on if TWW is your thing and that's what you want to, you feel more comfortable going to the bigger meetings, then, you know, really it's up to you guys how you feel with that. But I'm more than willing. Yeah, I'm more than willing to have them, and because I learn from you guys too. You know, each and every day I said to Shawn, it's so, again, this little thing over here, it's uncomfortable. There's things that I feel so confident about when I'm doing Sensi and I'm doing Isabel and Blada. And then there's times I am so awkward, you know, because I don't, what are they going to say to me? How are they going to feel? What are they thinking? What are they thinking of me? You know, like there's so many of those what ifs. But, so I have a couple different things that I'm going to touch on, and then I'm going to kind of give things to Shawn too, because Shawn has a couple things that he wants to. No, thank you, but I'll keep it right here. So my first thing is recruiting. Recruiting is huge, and recruiting is one of the hardest things to do in this company, in direct sales, because we're so uncomfortable. Why? Anyways, I'm going to speak for myself, and then if I kind of touch on some of you, then you know what I mean. Recruiting is hard. Recruiting is stepping out of that box. In my first 6, 7 months, even year, I had 5 people on my team. I didn't have a team because I was so scared people were going to make fun of me. People were going to be like, oh my gosh, so annoying. And I'm probably pretty sure people have thought that. But now it doesn't matter. Whatever. Don't get over that annoying feeling. But it was awkward, and I had to, again, step out of that comfort zone. Recruiting is something that builds your business. In Sensi, we have different parts of our business. We have the sales part. You can sell Sensi. Everybody loves Sensi. You ask people, you ask people if they want Sensi, they don't, you move on to the next person. That's not a little bit loud. But sales part of it, we all know how to sell it. Then there's the leader part of it. Once you decide that you want a team with Sensi, you step into a completely different level of not just sales, now you're a leader. And now someone relies on you for leadership. And trust me, that's not easy either. Because all of a sudden you feel like you owe all of these people part of it. And for the first little while when I first got director, I was really kind of scared, I'm not going to lie to you. Because I'm like, I know how to do my part of Sensi. I know how to sell it. I know how to recruit. Like, I know the grounds of trying to do this, but how do I be a good leader? And boot camp was really, really an eye-opener for me because it made me really dig within. And it made me answer questions that I didn't want to answer. You know, bottom line is I can only do so much. I can't sell it for you. But I can be here to help you along. And I totally will. But this is your business. And whatever you guys do with it is your road. What I do with mine is what I do with mine. There's going to be things that I do that you may not agree with, and that's okay. Because that's why we each have our own businesses. But to be a good leader, you have to be able to share. And you have to be able to share stories that are embarrassing. And you have to be able to share stories that are wicked. And you have to be able to look in this camera and not feel awkward and go all red in the face, like I am right now. Because I can feel it again. It's like totally rising. But, oh my God. But yeah, so needless to say, this is my uncomfortable feeling. Oh, baby. She's like, and I'm tired and I've gotten the barbecue.
Yeah, the food's gone, let me go home.
But why is it important to build your team? If you start selling Scentsy, and the majority of people do, or why I did, is because I wanted to get half price and free stuff. That was my goal of Scentsy, and you can ask any of my friends, any of my family, that is why I started selling Scentsy. And I still remember, Shawn, I was sitting where you were, Kara, and I was sitting there, and he's like, who are you going to sell to? I'm like, I don't know, my friends and my family. And that was my intent. I was going to hit up all my girls at work. I was going to just hit my core group of people. And then I realized I really wear those people out quick. You know, you wear those contacts out very, very quick. And I had to step outside the box. And I went, my very first incentive trip that I earned, we were sitting at a table. And there was a star director from the States. And she sat there and she looked me straight in the eye, didn't ask me my name or anything. She said, so what are you doing with this business? And I remember looking at her and I'm like, pardon me? And she's like, so what's your plans with this business? And I'm like, my name is Kristen. You know, like, hello? Can that be me? Very aggressive, very direct, and I didn't know what to say to her. And I'm like, I don't really know right now. I had 5 people on my team. I worked my butt off to get that incentive trip. I'm just here enjoying the ocean. Really? I'm not thinking about what's coming. And she said, well, how many people do you have on your team? And again, I'm like, that's kind of direct. But, you know, I told her I had 5 people on my team. See you later.
Yeah.
And then she said 5. What do you plan on doing with 5 people on your team? And I was really thrown back. And I remember Shawn kind of kicking me under the table, being like, oh, shit. Like,
What's her deal?
What is she getting at? And she said, if you want to do well with this business, you need to recruit. And you need to spread things out. She said, you can sell till you are blue in the face. She said, but if you want to grow with this business, and you want to grow within Scentsy, you need to build a team. And I thought, well, I guess I'll just hang out and sell Scentsy. And that, honestly, when we left Dominican, or during that trip in Dominican, that was my goal. Is I was just going to sell Scentsy to my little group of people that I knew, and whatever. That was fine. That was the beginning of the week. And by the end of the week, I was figuring out, how the heck am I going to knock this ball out of this park? Because I want to never miss this kind of trip ever again in my whole entire life. And I want to feel this special each and every year. Because they make you feel like unreal. It's unfreaking real. So that was my thing. When we left on that airplane, Shawn looked at me, and Shawn wasn't really on board. By Dominican, he's like, oh, okay, yeah, you got your, what are you doing? You know, we're going on a trip? Are you kidding? And on the way home, he's like, what do you want me to do? Because I want to go every year. And what do you do with this now? So that's when we got home is when I really realized that we had to build our team. So anyways, I'm going to stop talking for 1 minute, and you can do those next 2 minutes.
Crack that whip. Wow.
This one and this one.
Okay.
You're going to have to.
I'm pretty tall, so.
You are. Kristen,
You
you know,
can sit in the spotlight. You can sit in the spotlight.
So, Kristen just touched on why it's important to build your team, and now what your downline does for you. So, we have like our downline now. So everybody that's on our team is on our team, not in our group. We have just first, second, and third generation people. So everybody involved is our downline. And our downline, started out maybe being like 10% of our paycheck. People were selling consistently 10%. And Kristen and I, we had a conversation and said, how are we going to get everybody to start selling and building their team so we can ensure that our goal was 50% of our paycheck needed to come from our downline. That's where we wanted to be, and we wanted to be there by like now, coming into the busy, because we can set new goals right now. But we wanted the end of August for our downline to be 50% of our pay, and it is now. We're sitting at like anywhere between
Wow, that's awesome.
like 46 to like mid 50%.
Well, I still worked my butt off. We're getting to
We
that.
know, we
We're
know.
getting to that.
And that's still maintaining really good numbers too, right? Like we still want to have our 2,000 PRV a month as a minimum.
You have to have those goals. Sorry, I gotta do this one time. You have to have those goals because letting go of the fact that, yes, to tell you the honest truth, if I just sold my 500 PRV a month, I would still have an amazing check because of all of you. But I can't do that because my goals are set way too high. Because if I don't get 2,000 PRV a month, I am like, what am I doing wrong? And I told Shawn actually today, I have a goal this month. I have 3 days left, but I have a goal. And if I don't hit that goal, I'm going to kick myself
What's
in
your
the
goal?
butt. Well, my goal, I'm at 1,600 PRV. So I'm 400 away. So I have to get 400 PRV in the next 3 days. So this morning, I sent out a mass email to all my customers and all my random people, and I'm 200 away from getting it. So
Since this morning.
you have to have those goals. And you're right. Like, yes, once you build your team, that's huge. Like, 50% of our paycheck comes from you guys too. That is huge. But what kind of leader am I going to be if I'm going to sit back and you guys do all the work? How am I supposed to lead you? Right? And that is my belief and that is my goal. And I don't think I could be a good leader if I didn't. I put really high goals for myself and for all of you. I know I bug all of you and I try to get you engaged. And there's a reason why. There's a reason why, and because I want you guys to feel what I feel. It's insane. Carrie, you know this. You know that feeling of being so proud of yourself when you never ever thought that you could be that person. I didn't have the confidence. I was a dental assistant. I know how to work on people's teeth. I know how to do all that kind of stuff. My son knows how to count.
Hide and go seek.
Is that my son?
Daughter.
Oh, daughter? You sound like that. It's black. Oh,
It's a family barbecue.
yeah. But it's scary, and I still, if I didn't have, I'm gonna keep rambling. If I didn't have goals, where would I be? Yeah, anyways, I'll be fine. Go on.
So anyways, that's what our downline, that's we get a big number. Our TWV every month is something that we rely on for 50% of our paycheck right now. So that's what, when you build your team, make sure that you're training everyone properly. You need to really work with your girls. It becomes, we're still responsible for it, and not everyone's like totally not everyone's going to be able to do the training. We're still here as a resource, and we're still here to help you train your girls. It's not, or guys, whatever comes your way. There's guys doing it too. Don't kid yourself. We ran into a really awesome guy in New York. He's a hairdresser. He's got a wife, 3 kids, and he earned the trip and then brought his wife with him. And he does awesome sensory. And so guys do it too. So you never know who to mention this to, right?
You don't know who your next recruit's gonna be. Like, some of the people that you assume are not going to sign up are going to sign up. Don't just let it go. You have to give them that opportunity. And I always laughed about that too. I'm like, bless them with an opportunity? Okay. But it's true. You're giving them a chance to make money for their family, for their kids, for them to raise a baby. There's so many things that you're offering to this person for them and their future.
So does everyone know how to do your compensation? You know how to kind of calculate where you are at the end of the month or halfway through the month off of the chart in the back of the catalog? You guys know how to kind of go through that, and you know how to calculate your TWV and how to calculate all your downline? Because I can show you all this if you're interested in knowing.
You're gonna have a different learning experience on next Friday. So you just go with this, okay?
So we can sit down and we can go through that so you know kind of where you're at the end of the month. And if, that way I don't have to go on and on here. Or we can sit down today. So, anyways, I just went through that.
Trade shows and fairs. We were kind of touching on that earlier. I definitely did not like doing trade shows at all. I thought they were. Okay, so trade shows and fairs were not. I never did one in the first year. And Shawn and I got into a little bit of a discussion. Cool. And I was sitting right here actually, and I got really angry at him because he said, "How are you going to get new contacts when you never do trade shows?" And I got defensive, like usual. And I said, "What are you doing to help us? You're telling me to go and do trade shows and stuff, and what are you doing?" And all of a sudden, I realized I hate to say this on camera and out loud, but he was right. He was absolutely right. I have not done one trade show. All in the whole time.
Go further away, not gonna be louder.
Yeah, exactly. In the whole time that I was selling Scentsy, not once did I do a trade show. Because again, this whole red face thing, being scared of people coming up to me, what am I going to say to them? Do you want to buy Scentsy? How am I going to bring them into my booth? There were so many what ifs. That's why I never did one. And so I finally did one. And I did a big show. And I completely wasted that show. That I look back now. Did I get something out of it? Definitely. It set me up for my fall. I got so many parties booked from it. I met a lot of people, and I stepped completely out of my comfort zone. And because of Shawn literally pushed me out into the crowd. And that trade show also made me realize that is where you open the door to new contacts. You wear out your friends and family. Let's be honest. Like, my mom probably owns more Scentsy than Scentsy does. You know, because she just wants to support me. You have to appreciate that. Moms, cousins, friends, all my friends have way too much wax, but they keep buying it because they want to support me. My neighbors, all their houses probably smell like Scentsy because they want to support me. But you get to a point where you can't wear, you wear them out. And you need to broaden that horizon. And trade shows are definitely the way to do it. In Alberta, you don't need a direct seller's license. Yes. It's totally different from Manitoba in that sense. You can do as many shows as you want. They charge you a fee. But that fee is your table and your whatever, your surroundings, right? Your advertising for it. So, yeah, and some shows will ask you if you want to put stuff into bags or give a donation gift, but we don't need a direct seller's license.
That's where this comes in here. That's where having all three brands helps you out. Because having all three brands, you're only allowed to go into a trade show as one of the brands. So now you have 3 chances to get into that show. And not that you're walking into the show to try to sell Scentsy to people that you're working at a Velada booth with, but if you turn it into a relationship you have with the people that come to you, that walk past the Scentsy booth because they have Scentsy at home, maybe from a consultant that doesn't follow up with them, or they buy it at trade shows and they need it, you being a Velada or Grace Adele rep at that sale can turn into one of the other brands of customer, and they could be one of the best customers you can get, and it's about creating a relationship with them, creating that customer service, being that little bit of a reminder every month to tell them, hey, you know what? There's new stuff coming out. Or, hey, when's the last time you bought? Or you liked this one last time and there's a special on that this month. Or it's going to be gone next month because of the new scents coming out. But having all three brands gives you an opportunity to get into those shows and build your circle bigger. So
instead of always one.
Yeah, don't think that going into a Velada show and walking out without any sales or not making your money back, we haven't lost on a show before. We've only ever broken even and then had recruits and then had repeat customers from it by creating good relationships with them and being follow-ups with them.
The bad ones do happen sometimes.
They can happen, but more likely you're going to get
a
good experience out of it. I mean, some of them it's tough to get $500 back off of maybe a slow show off of Velada or something like that. But it does turn in, almost every one of them, it does turn into Grace Zell, and it does turn into Sensi from a Velada show. So had good success with that. Mind you, a $500 show or even like a $400 or $300 show is hard to like kind of recoup, right? Most likely we do good in that respect.
Flipping parties. So many times you do a party and that person is kind of interested, you can feel them that they're interested, but you've worked that party. You've gone there, you've taken time
What
away.
if kids who really have to go? Is there more going to the bathroom?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Just pause for 1 second.
Riley.
He's the light man. He's the light man.
Boney hip keeps turning it off.
It's phony hip. Surprise, all the burgers and hot dogs you...
And welcome all of you guys that aren't here to our meeting.
Hey, let the little go from.
That's fine.
You can hold it like a jacket.
You can hold it
Like a champ.
Do we have any intermissions here?
That's the one. Okay? Yeah.
That's
I'm
what
gonna
we're
just
gonna line
have
up
to
at the
sing a
bathroom.
song now. Okay.
You can always edit it out.
Flipping parties. One of the hardest things that when I first started flipping parties was my pride. You work that party, you spend that time there, you get a 700, actually I'll give an example. I had an 890 PRV party. That's a lot of PRV. And that's a big party. And I flipped it. And she became my recruit. And part of me was crushed because I worked that party. I was there, I worked that whole for 4 hours, and then I gave it to her. But what I've gotten back from that recruit is beyond that 890 PRV. It is hard to see the longer road of that recruit and flipping that party, but trust me, in the end it's worth it. That recruit needs that feeling. They need to feel that they can do this. Recruits are scared. Are you not scared?
A little bit.
Who am I going to sell to? Am I going to have enough people to sell to? Am I going to be able to meet the 150 PRV every 3 months? Am I going to be able to do this? What if I run out of people? You know, there's all those what ifs. Showing them, or flipping a party, for instance, gives them that solid ground. You know, bottom line is, if you don't take that chance, you could lose that recruit down the road, right? So it's been hard. It's a hard thing to let go.
That was one thing I brought to you too when I started flipping parties.
Yeah.
I was like, but I just worked for this paycheck and now it's gone.
Yeah. I
So
felt the exact
that
same
was-
way about it.
That was
Actually, yeah, you and I got into a couple little conversations about that because Shawn was looking right now, not further down, and he's like, yeah, but you just gave up $300. And I'm like, but wait in 6 months and tell me how much I got back up. I got $300.
But if it was
plus
trip time and that
Yeah.
recruit sells
It's true.
$100, $200 more,
Yeah.
getting
True.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah, and bottom line is, when you recruit someone, they also can recruit someone. And it's the domino effect. One person recruits here, another person recruits here. If you would have ever told me in Dominican a year ago, a couple months ago, that I would have 65 people on my team, I would have laughed. I would have laughed and said, are you kidding me? Like, you gotta be kidding me. And each and every time when I look at my Sensi page, or I get my paycheck, or convention, it blows me away. Because we all got the same kit. But what you do with that kit is what your future is with Sensi. No one can do it but you. And that lighting, man.
Wasn't me.
He's
The assistant.
So yeah, very, very important when it comes to flipping parties. Making your customer feel important. This is a big one for me. Like, all of my customers, I've always made their bags pretty. I'm not saying everyone should do it. That is everybody's own little thing on how they remember you. You know, ribbon, putting paper around it, making it pretty. You know, but stickering everything. I label probably more than I need to, but I don't want them to forget that it was me that gave it to them. It's easy to throw, and I had a lady tell me, well, my last lady just threw everything in a bag and dropped it off, or made me come and get it. Deliver your stuff. You know, it's hard sometimes. Trust me, I've been there. You know, can you come and pick it up? Whatever. You know, yeah, there's times that I do not want to deliver. Shawn did just about 20 deliveries for me yesterday. That is huge. Delivering is one of the things that I find the most time-consuming and the most kind of stressful. And Shawn has taken that on for his job for Sensi because it takes up a lot of time. But each time you do it, that person appreciates it, you know? And each little ribbon you put on there, you took that time to make that for them. And they really appreciate it. So.
With the delivering, though, too, Kristen, you're also calculating your gas receipts and your kilometers, which is a write-off for your business at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Or at the end of the year, so you're paying less taxes.
Oh, for sure. But just what I'm saying is that it's the experience that your customer wants. Whether or not you're having to go down the block or to South Calgary, like,
well, it's funny,
or back and forth, you know.
That's exactly what happened to me yesterday. I actually went from here and I did the whole ring road. I had places all the way, like, from Coventry all the way around Tuscany, Bowness, all the way through, like, all the way around, all the way out to Cranston, where the new hospital is. And I got back into Airdrie to do my Airdrie ones. And I finished, and there was one bag sitting there.
Oh, no.
I drove all the way back into Woodbine.
Oh.
No.
And
I'm
back.
like, no, like she
needed to happen.
She knows it's coming, like she needs that.
And I wanted to say, you know what?
She can wait.
I'm almost there on Monday.
Yeah. But that's not today.
I had to go.
And she was
She wanted
expecting it, you know?
Which is good.
But it's customer service. It's what people want. You know, they want to remember you. You will not. We are in a business, and it's taken me a long time to realize this. But our customers aren't loyal. They are not loyal. And no matter how much you put into them, another consultant is going to come along. And that's okay, because you'll gain someone else later on down the road. But when I first started selling, I was hurt. I took it personally. If someone else started buying from someone else, I took that personally. What did I do wrong? Why would they go to someone else if they could come to me? But then the bigger picture is because someone else came along. I didn't phone them at the right time. I didn't offer them the right thing at the right time. Everybody in direct sales, you have to remind people. You don't have to bug them. You have to simply remind them. Each and every month, I send out mass emails to people. Every month, this is what's going on this month. This is. You might want to go and check on that. This is what comes out. This is what comes out this month, and this is what's happening here. Whether or not they say no is beyond the point, but you're giving them that chance to tell you no. You don't know until you ask them, right? Dealing with issues with customers. You know, over the past 2 years, I've been selling Sensi actually on Wednesday for 2 years. And let me tell you, I've been from one end of the spectrum to the other on customers and customer service. And I, in the beginning, took everything personal. And blamed it on Sensi, to tell you the honest truth. Well, Sensi didn't do this right, or something. But really, in the end of the day, I was kind of shooting myself in the foot. Because bottom line is, if you go to Walmart and a plate is broken, you need to go back. You need to send it back. They replace it for you. Same thing with Scentsy. If something is broken, they replace it. We need to show our customers and make sure they understand that Scentsy is a top-notch company. Everything that they do, they try to do the best that they can do. We're gonna have flaws. There's gonna, like purses. Let me tell you, I've had a couple, and I mean a couple, that the lining was ripped on them. And is it frustrating? More than anything else in the world. But guess what? They replace every single one. So really, at the end of the day, we gotta think, who might be your next recruit? If you say to that recruit, oh, those bags are just a piece of crap. You know, I've had so many of those happen. You know, what are you setting yourself up for? You're setting yourself up for those customers thinking that you work for a crappy company. Right? So bottom line is, we need to make sure that we're professional when it comes to showing our products. There is things going to be wrong, and to tell you the honest truth, I was so frustrated with Gracie Doll, and I was ready to throw it under the mat. But then it got better. And I'm going to have things that come back now, and I'm going to be frustrated, but they're going to replace it. So really, at the end of the day, we show people what Scentsy family is all about. So if we're portraying it as a crappy company, you're going to get crappy stuff. So that's something I'd like to mention. Facebook statuses. Facebook is a huge, huge tool. Like big, big, big tool. And when I started Facebook, which a lot of you probably remember, I plastered my Facebook was Scentsy this, who wants Scentsy, blah, 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 blah. And I know people got tired of it. So if you guys haven't, create a separate Facebook page for your customers. All of you, I think, pretty much have. You will. I'll show you. It's such a great tool. I talk to so many of my customers on there because of it. They can go on, they can look at it, they send me a message. As soon as I post, I have an order going in. Or, oh my god, I love watermelon mint. All of a sudden I get these trickle of messages, oh, I want to try it, I want to try it. That is the best place to be able to say that, instead of completely smothering people with the whole Scentsy. And I still do it with my poor people, but you know, it's a good way, it's a good tool to use. I'm just about done. Well, not quite, but all right. Setting defined goals, like we were talking about earlier. What do you want to do with Scentsy? Like, what is your goal? Do you have something that you see down the road? Can you see yourself doing this in a year? Can you see yourself doing this in 2 years, in 4 years, in 5 years? If you would have asked me the first year that I started selling Scentsy, I would have said, I'll see what next weekend brings. Like, really? I truly did not know where my head was at with Scentsy. Having a goal now and having having a role and having something that I'm looking forward to. Do I see a future of Scentsy now? Yes. Oh, I did something.
The girls were trying to keep the voice up, and then.
Do I see a career with Scentsy now? Yes, I definitely do. I never, again, always thought I would be a dental assistant. I thought I would be working in people's mouths for the rest of my life. And now I honestly...
You're working their noses.
Yeah. Yeah, now I'll be moving on. Yeah, I'm moving on. But now I know I have a future with it. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that I have a career with it. Because the possibilities with this company are endless. Absolutely endless. And again, I would never have thought that until the last year. When I made a goal and made a change. Write your goals down. You need to see them. You need to face them all the time. Because when you do face them, you want to work for them. Be consistent. Honest to God, I work at Scentsy every day. There is something that I do every day. It may only be 10 minutes.
We're getting dressed.
Who's getting dressed?
The girls.
Oh, sweet. One of
Hey, my
They're
God.
putting on dresses.
They're going to bed.
They're putting on
oh,
dresses.
that's okay.
But
we
that's
can bet.
different.
I thought it was going the other way.
Elaborate. Do something every day. Like, it doesn't have to be 4 hours of Scentsy every day. Sending out a couple messages here and there. Putting on your Facebook status, oh, I love watermelon mint. Something that is catching someone's attention goes a long way. And don't underestimate one post on Facebook. And this is hilarious, and I'll never forget this. It was that coconut lemongrass spray. And I said to Shawn, I'm like, I remember it from last year. The girls were all posting about coconut lemongrass and how well it sold. And I didn't really sell much of it. It wasn't, I tried it and it worked, but it wasn't something I thought about instantly when summertime came. And I saw on our director's page one lady say how she sold like 20 bottles and blah, 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 blah. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to try that. So there I went on Facebook, and you guys all probably saw it. And I put, hey guys, have you ever tried coconut lemongrass? Smells amazing, and oh my god, the mosquitoes are not near me. And I sold, I don't even know how many.
I can't remember. There had been,
It was more than a qualified order.
yeah, almost 25
In one
30 bottles.
night from posting a status on Facebook. So don't underestimate people. People read your Facebook, whether you like it or not. They pay attention to small little things.
And that actually
Especially
turned into
moms.
3 new customers as well.
Yeah,
On that.
just from different swap pages and stuff too. Our goal, I gotta kind of read this a little bit. Our goal was to make a little bit of extra money to pay off some of our debt, to help us out. Then it was consistently to make enough to pay all of our bills so that I could have extra spending money. And now, I could technically quit my job. That tells me that there is endless opportunity with this company. You know what we make as a dental assistant. You can make very good money doing it. And Scentsy has completely taken off. So the opportunity. Being able to stay at home with my kids more now is the most unreal feeling. I was so jealous of stay-at-home moms, always. Because I didn't want to have kids just to have someone else raise them. And it still even kills me. 3 days a week. I only work 3 days a week, sometimes 2 days a week. And it still kills me having to leave my kids. Are you going to have your baby right now? But follow your dreams. You need to set your goals, and you need to make, are they okay in there?
Yeah, just they're tired.
Yeah, they're done. Being vulnerable, that is huge. My wedding expo, if I would have worked that show properly, I could have did a lot of things with Scentsy, but I wasted that show because I was scared. I've wasted a lot of opportunities with Scentsy, to tell you the honest truth, because I've been scared. So being scared is normal. I still get scared. Don't think I don't. This is seriously creeping me out, having this thing here, and I feel it again.
Just don't look at it. Don't look at it.
But Megan has asked me to speak a couple times at the meetings, and every time I have to, I absolutely am ill the day before. Because I just get sick to my stomach thinking about having to talk in advance. But talking to you guys, I could ramble, which obviously I am. Okay, anyways, being scared is normal. Get out of your comfort zone. What scares you? You're scared of being told no. You're scared of being annoying. You're scared of being away from your family. So many people don't want to be away from your family. That's hard. Trust me, when I do my open houses, when I do parties, when I'm away from Kale and Alexa, it kills me. But I also know that it gives me more time to be with them. So it's a catch-22. You have to be able to step out of your comfort zone to do well. If you are not willing to, if you're not willing to be uncomfortable, be embarrassed, get red in the face, I won't look at the camera again, yeah, you're gonna do it. You're gonna feel so uncomfortable. It's awkward. Trust me, I've been there all the time. And you have to wait for that no to come. People are gonna say no to you. Trust me, over and over and over and over and over again. But they will say yes eventually. I've never taken no as a serious no. Because I will eventually, and I've said this before a number of times, I will get them eventually. It will just, Sherry, it just takes time. Planting a seed, I always remember kind of laughing when I heard that term, well, you're planting the seed. Okay, but it's true, you are planting a seed. One little thing, one little comment, making money, doing something extra at home so you can make extra money to be at home with your children. Those little seeds go a long way. People catch on to that. It just takes them time to completely let that seed grow a bit. Who are your biggest supporters? Who supports you? Who's your family and your friends and your co-workers? But who's beyond that? How are you going to get beyond those people? That is a huge, huge hurdle that you have to come to. Because if you don't get over that hurdle, you won't keep going, because those hurdles are just get bigger and bigger and bigger. But that's why your goals need to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Because like I said before, if you would have told me I'd be a director, no way. How the heck am I going to get 10,000 PRV? Are you kidding me? $10,000? Well, actually, what's that work out to be? Like 11 something? That's just about $12,000 worth of Sensi in 1 month. Are you kidding me? It's doable. People love Sensi.
No, the plain baby and mommy, I think it's.
Okay. I can hear
I
it.
can tell the difference.
Be thankful for the people that support you. I can't honestly tell you enough how much I love my customers and my people that buy from me. They all are, most of them, very loyal. They keep me rocking. It's hard. It's a hard business. Direct sales is hard. It's not easy to do. But bottom line is, that's when you search for more.
Yeah.
You're always searching. You're not staying with that one customer. You're always looking. You're always looking for the bigger circle. What else? Last but not least, ask for help. Don't be scared to ask. You know what? I'm so scared to say to Shawn, can you just take the kids and bath them while I'm doing this order? Or can you do this or do this? All of a sudden, it came to me getting upset because I had so many things to do. I had to bath the kids. I had to finish cleaning up. Of course. I don't know where it is. Oh, right there. Oh, you look beautiful. If you don't ask, you're not going to get help. My kids are now sensory assistants. Very full-fledged smellers, packers, helpers, stickers, you name it. Shawn has stepped up 120% because all of a sudden our team did grow. And last but not least, and then I promise I'll let you guys go, is being a leader is not easy. And I'm sure there's times that I don't do enough for you guys, and I'm sorry for that. But it is hard. I'm learning. I know how to do teeth, like inside out, backwards with my eyes closed. But this is new. And so there's going to be things that I am going to screw up on. But there's also going to be things that I'm going to learn, and I hope I can help you guys do. And if I can ever do more for you guys got to let me know. But that's it. That's all I have to say.